My name is Alec Black, and I am a bartender and educator in Vancouver, and these are my liquid pleasures. One of my liquid passions is the Ancient Ruin cocktail that I'm going to make today with some serrano pepper infused Siete Misterios Mezcal. The Ancient Ruin has been a cocktail in my repertoire for quite a fair amount of time. It's been published, I think, pretty much all around the world. It was a very simple concept that was dreamed up over cocktails and beer in a cocktail bar in Seattle many years ago. And when I left Seattle and got back to Vancouver, I just started tinkering away at this idea of making a mezcal version of a 20th century cocktail with a lot of Mesoamerican influences and flavors and a little bit of heat. And it just was something where all the puzzle pieces came together really quite naturally and in a fantastic way. We're going to start with 45 milliliters of some Siete Misterios Dobe Mezcal that I've infused with serrano pepper. Used about 8 grams of serrano pepper, infused it overnight, but if you don't have that time, you can just muddle some quickly in the bottom of your shaker tin or use a spicy product like Scrappy's Firewater. Siete Misterios is a fantastic brand. They support a lot of community initiatives throughout the Oaxacan community. It's owned by 2 brothers, Eduardo and Julio, and they're fantastic people. And they were a small upstart brand a few years ago that really paid attention to the Canadian market, which doesn't happen a lot. We have collaborated with them on many things over the years, and they've grown to be one of the world's most recognizable mezcal brands, but they've never lost touch with who they are or the communities they support. You can find information on every single local farmer that is involved in the process on the back of every single bottle they make. And it's just fantastic to support a small independent Mexican business. We're going to throw 22 milliliters of lemon juice in there, as well as 15 milliliters each of a chocolate syrup and an agave syrup. I think mezcal is a fantastic product because it walks this very tight line between something that's new and exciting, but also has a great amount of familiarity. You do notice a lot of notes from other styles of spirit in there, primarily tequila, but then a smokiness that we also associate with something like Scotch. So it's fantastic because it's not a far leap for the average drinker to try a mezcal. You know, they're only trying a certain amount of new flavors in a mezcal, but the breadth of processes and ingredients that can go into it. There's over 30 varieties and sub-varieties of agave that can go into mezcal, and different cooking techniques and different distilling techniques and different extraction techniques. It's fantastic. It's still in its infancy, which is great. So we're still seeing a very untouched brand of spirit that's very rare in the world. And yeah, the people of Oaxaca are some of the nicest human beings in the world, and I just love to see that community flourish and have their wares spread amongst the world and be able to help tell their story. And add some ice to the shaker, and then we're gonna shake. I think people care a lot about what's in their drink because we've just seen that trend throughout consumers in general, but a lot of it is spilled over from the world of cooking and chefs. We now have a massive access to different cooking shows and blogs and everything in between. So we've started asking questions like, where do our fish come from? What's treated our meat? How are our vegetables raised? And that's transferred right across the border into the world of cocktails and spirits, where people are now curious about, you know, what is that product that's going in my drink? How is it made? Who is it owned by? What do they represent? And primarily, is it good? And is it worth standing by and supporting? Pour this guy into a chilled cocktail glass. And we're gonna scrape a little bit of fresh grated tonka bean right over top for a really nice nutty marzipan-like aroma. And there you have it, a little celebration of Mesoamerican flavors, the Ancient Ruin cocktail.